This one's for you. Why did Kyle stop fighting MMA? Those that don't know, Kyle's an undefeated professional MMA fighter.
Yeah, 3-0. My approach was definitely wrong when I didn't really do the classes, and this was a different era. This was like in 2009. Mm-hmm. And I didn't do classes, and I just thought, I was like, well, if I'm better at wrestling than everyone, if I could beat them in wrestling, they can't beat me. Yeah. That's really how I thought. I really, really thought that. I was like, no one could, unless they could beat me in wrestling, they won't be able to beat me
in MMA
in a fight. Yeah, I really, really believe that. But so I didn't really my approach wasn't great. So I was just I took a fight with no training, and against a pretty experienced guy, and I won. And all my fights were like that.
So that probably made you think well, what I'm doing is right.
Yeah, but then I had a really hard time getting fights then, because I was
because of your wrestling
kind
background?
of known in wrestling, pretty well known in wrestling.
Yeah.
And I had a few fights, and I think lower level guys who I should have been fighting, they didn't want to do it because you're just signing up to lose a wrestling match.
Right.
And then higher level guys would be a little apprehensive too, because they're well, I don't want to just get taken down and lose a wrestling match. But there's really not a lot of people to develop under. And then I kind of just got I wasn't patient with it.
You had a couple fights too, right? Where the day of the fight.
Oh, 4 or 5 the day of the fight.
That's super discouraging.
Super discouraging. And I had no money, and I was started kind of late in life. I was almost 30, and I was, I did not pick up striking well at all. And I don't know if it was because I wasn't training properly, but I didn't have a feel for that.
Mm-hmm. As a wrestler,
so I don't think that if I would have stuck with it, I would have done great. I'm sure I would have, got to the UFC and
mm-hmm.
Just with wrestling, a boring fighter, but I don't think I had the skills to become knowing now what it takes to be a world champion or a legit professional fighter like you, where you have a career. A career doesn't mean a career record. A career means there's a financial component attached to it.
Yeah.
You've made life-changing money mm-hmm. with that. And I don't think I would have gotten to that level. And for me, I didn't love it enough to be well, whatever, I just want to win, or I just want to compete.
Yeah.
I just was wanted to do it because I thought, oh, maybe I can make a lot of money.
Right.
And that probably isn't the best approach if you're just starting out.
Yeah. As a wrestler, super high level wrestler going into MMA, were you scared of getting knocked out or punches?
No, not at all. The only thing I was ever scared of was getting tired, but not at all.
Funny. It's the only thing I'm not scared of.
Yeah, no, I wasn't not at all scared. I was no way, I'm not getting knocked out.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so, because I always just think when I see a real wrestler going in MMA, I'm oh, I wonder if they're scared to get knocked out or scared of punches. I mean, you're always
maybe I was actually, because maybe that's why I didn't try to stay on my feet. I never thought about that. I was I didn't want to lose, and if I didn't just take the person down, I would have lost. But I never had a fear of being knocked out.
Yeah.
I had a fear of if I stay on my feet, I'm gonna lose. Lose a decision. So I had to take the person down as fast as possible. But really, you should, if you're learning and you want to fight, you should make yourself stand for a while.
Yeah.
Or do kickboxing sparring. I never developed those skills.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was sparring really good guys without knowing anything.
When you would spar really good guys, you wouldn't even try to strike with them? You would just
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I couldn't. Yeah. I mean, I used to spar like Cain Velasquez. Mm-hmm. Just that was insane. And
you would just feel
I'd just try my best to take him down.
Yeah.
But,
that's so crazy.
Insane. Yeah. I had no business sparring him because I had no level of striking. Couldn't
That's
even defend myself.
Fucked up that they made you spar him when you don't know any strike. I mean, I'm sure.
I remember thinking, it's 100% fucked up. But I remember thinking, I was oh, it's flattering. They asked me, they're all right, these are going to be your rounds. Your Kane, your first 2 are going to be with Kyle, and then I was oh, that's cool. They must think, but that's insane. That all that meant was you're durable and probably won't get hurt.
Yeah, or you're dumb enough to keep doing it.
Yeah, dumb enough to keep doing it. Right. Yeah. But so yeah, I mean, I wish that I had, looking back, to have a fighting career, I would have not wrestled internationally, and I would have started fighting
after
immediately
college.
after college. Because if you try to pursue an international wrestling career nowadays, back then you sort of could, like Cormier did, and you know, Cejudo did a little bit. He stopped. He was only 21 when he stopped wrestling, but Cormier did it late in life. But to pursue that, like an Olympic aspirations, you're just burning years of development as a fighter.
Yeah.
Like you're plenty good at wrestling if you wrestled in college. That's all you need to be. You just start developing your jiu-jitsu skills and your all around fighting skills, and you'll have a better chance than, like, you know, someone who's 30 years old and been through 2 Olympic cycles. And like if Jordan Burroughs is now 33 years old, he's like, oh, I'm going to start fighting now. It's too late.
Yeah. Now he's got to learn jiu-jitsu, learn striking and everything. It's just not enough time.
Yeah, not enough time. So I mean, a bunch of the kind of like bad decisions led to put me in a position that I was like, I can't really pursue fighting because I had no money and really not
a lot
like
of that too is
big upside.
Time.
Yeah, it was a different era.
Yeah, people didn't know things like that, you know.
Yeah.
You knew, obviously, if it was now, it'd be a lot different.
Definitely.